So we've been watching a lot of Warhammer 40k videos recently and diving into the lore from the timeline to watching all the factions explained by Bricky. And I know I've received so many recommendations that I gotta deviate from Bricky. There's so many other good YouTubers out there that make some really elaborate lore content on the Warhammer 40k universe. But I've also just had a lot of recommendations just watch one more Bricky video and you're set. And then I can start to explore and deviate. So that's kind of what I wanted to do today. And I really appreciate everyone taking their time to teach me things and answer all my hypothetical questions and calling me out for being a heretic and multiple times. It's kind of nice to know that the community is just so nice and welcoming and willing to teach you anything. And then even you're learning from each other because not everyone seems to have the entire timeline / every piece of lore in grasp because there's just so many books out there and it's a lot to cover. So it's kind of nice to see that discourse and dialogue as well. So we're gonna watch this video, every single Warhammer single Marine Legion in a nutshell. Just small updates of things that just have been helping me to get into Warhammer 40k as well is I painted my first miniatures, which I posted a picture in my community post. And I bought an Adeptus Sororitas squad kit that I need to paint, and my community was really nice to gift me paints and brushes and a toolkit, which I almost have every one of those pieces here. I might need to pick up some washes, and then I think I want to do a stream where I just do some miniature painting in case anyone is interested in that. That will probably be in the near future. I was also gifted the Eisenhorn, the Omnibus book, so that will be my first sort of dive into the books and getting a bigger idea about the universe, because that one was highly recommended. And I found a copy in one of my secondhand stores here in Sweden, a copy of The Horus Rising, which I believe is the first book in, I don't want to say the Horus Heresy, I could be wrong about that, but I think it's the first book. And I wanted to check that one out as well. I also really just appreciate the cover. Those book covers, they look really nice. I like the gold trimming and details on it. So I picked that one up. It was a steal. It was I don't know, $3 or $4. I thought those might be really good complimentary reads for me to dive into the book material. Let's dive into, I think, maybe one last Bricky video, and then we'll see where we expand to in terms of watching other Warhammer content. Please drop your best recommendations of either the creator or the exact video, and we'll be able to see what we can work on and watch next. They could also be even short animations. I'm ready to be educated. I'm ready to find my favorite Space Marine Legion. And of course, feel free to let me know if there's anything I'm missing, forgetting, or not really capturing in full essence, as always. So thank you for this. Let's watch this video. I don't think I know every Space Marine Legion, but I do know some of them. I've at least seen some, and he's talked about them in brief in the faction videos. So let's watch this.
To the people on the internet, the time has come. The
I am people on the internet.
Begins. Your boy got himself a shaker cup.
We're back with the Gamer Subs anime girls.
After many months of shilling Gamer Subs like mad, my favorite thing to do, we have ourselves a goddamn shaker cup.
It's not just the flavors
the
anymore.
Official Bricky waifu shaker cup. Do you see the gal on here? If it's not great at focusing, I'm sure there'll be a thing in the background. Skater, put a thing in the background. Long white hair, absolutely. A bit more toned, abs, obviously. Bikini, hit it.
We do like the abs.
Mark on the face.
Hi, Maxine.
Of course, she wants you to do the diddle thing, maybe, but most likely to serve in a glorious army. Legally distinct? I think so. The Bricky Shaker Cup is available now, and you should get it while it is hot. But if you're thinking, Bricky, what should I
want one?
This? Well, how
do you want one?
10 favorite Gamer Subs flavors from number 1 to
Black
number 10.
cherry.
All of them incredible. But
I like the peach tea one. I've tried that.
And
Guacamole Game of
for those
Forts
that are
is
caffeine-free.
pretty good too.
This shaker cup is available now in the description of this video. You may use
I have these when I work out
as well at checkout to get a discount on your
We
order.
watched the whole ad.
Massive amount of
Congratulations,
profits goes
everyone.
to yours truly, and a huge thank you to Gamer Subs for sponsoring and for getting me this beautiful cup. Go out there and get it. I'm gonna take one more sip for the camera, slow it down, throw some sexy music in there, and I'll see you guys soon.
That's not one sip, dude. You're gulping the whole thing.
Hello everybody, my name is Bricky, currently stuck in the walls of the most prodigious school in the Imperium by punishment for falling asleep during class. God bless the Schola Progenium. Many of you have come across my Every Faction Explained video. Firstly, thank you. Secondly,
yeah,
we are here to
me
dig
included.
a little deeper. Space Marines are the quintessential poster boys of Warhammer 40,000. When people think 40k, they think Space Marines, but there are many types of Space Marines.
That's what I want to know
from
about.
20 separate legions.
The
We are
20
going to rattle them
legions.
off in order and give you a quick rundown of each one. A
Quick rundown
disclaimer,
is
like in
quicker
my
than
Every
47
Faction Explained
minutes.
Video, this is a mix of accuracy and memes. If I say the Salamander's Legion specializes in hugging children and petting puppies, they aren't exactly doing that, mostly. I would like to pet this creature.
I
But you
wouldn't
can
mind if
infer
the
that they
salamanders
care about
actually did do
civilians
that.
and are a bit kinder than the average Space Marine. A Space Marine being a genetically modified super soldier that's had 1,000,000 new and terrifying organs shoved into them,
Yeah.
refrigerators strapped to their
Terrifying.
bodies, and are so far above the
Where do they
average
get
human
these
that they
organs from
refer to
anyways?
as demigods instead. Each Space Marine has a father, unlike you, a Primarch, which is
He's right. I don't have a father.
basically an even bigger Space Marine that was forged in a lab by the God Emperor of Mankind, that gigantic golden dude you see everywhere, who is both the leader and now the martyr of humanity. The Primarchs are his 20 sons, built in a lab, who lead 20 legions of Space Marines, who are their sons, not from a lab, but rather a dissection table, giving them the powers and skills of their associated Primarch via a gene seed.
I kind of want to know, how long does it take to like manufacture like a space marine? Like, because we know the gene seed is what it takes to like build them. Is it like build a bear? Is it like build Lego? Do you just put them together really quickly? Like, is it like the Matrix? Like, what's going on here? Like, are they in pods and then they're like customized to the specific faction and legion?
A special organ carrying the genetic makeup of their Primarch and, you know, their seed. So if Jagatai Khan of the White Scars has the genetic makeup that wants him to go really, really fast, then his sons, the Space Marines, also want to go really, really fast. I should note that I am only referring to the legions this time around.
That's kind of handy though, I will say, like, just so you can have like this trait and this like predisposition like inserted in you. Do they get to choose? I guess they don't get to choose, do they? Like, it's not like people are being made, they're just random Space Marines being made. So it's just like a genetic lottery. Which one did you end up belonging to? I don't know.
If you're interested in sub-factions like, let's say, the Black Templars, then it's not going to be here. However, I do have a excellent
Wait,
Black
who were
Templar
the Black
video.
Templars?
I argue it's probably the most accurate one I can think of. It goes through the whole lore, everything about them. It's a very long video, and I'll put it in the description. Just look up Black Templar video in the description. You'll get what you need. And now, with the easy explanation out of the way, let us begin with our first legion.
Dark Angels.
Dark Angels. Allegiance? Loyal. Primarch Lion L. Johnson, a duelist, a knight, a real asshole, I'm not gonna lie. The single word descriptor? Paranoid. The Dark Angels.
I have to say though, which one of these guys are not actually assholes? I feel like, am I wrong to say that probably most of them are? I mean, they're not just like these gentle guys like bringing up like an entire like legion. They probable salamanders are the exception. Black Templar is a successor chapter of the Iron Fist.
Our first legion, hailing from the death world known as Caliban. Their Primarch, Lion L. Johnson, is what happens when you try to make the side profile Chad meme into a genuine character. He is a master tier duelist, a brilliant strategist, and an overall dick. There are few situations he isn't prepared for, and few fights he isn't ready to lead head on. This makes the Dark Angels have a very Knights of the Round Table vibe. They look like the knights of old with these large suits of power armor, often donning robes and hoods. Their names also follow
I kind of like their accessories. Like the details to their armor kind of makes it look so much cooler. Plus, I'm just a big fan of green, so I'm kind of a sucker for like this color scheme here going on for this Legion. I'm okay with this.
this. They have like Ezekiel, Azrael, Belial, Samuel, and so on. However, the common thing associated with Dark Angels are the Fallen, a part of their faction that turned traitor against the Imperium, and they are very heavily trying to expunge all knowledge of them from existence. Fallen?
I swear I almost felt like he spit on me when he got really angry there. Trying to emphasize that. I guess can you defect, but like not defect by becoming a traitor? Well, no, you probably are a traitor anyways, but it wouldn't be like her. No. How do I put this? They're not influenced by chaos, but they can become traitors regardless?
What Fallen? Never heard of any Fallen. Do you know about the Fallen? We're gonna take you away and mind probe you to make sure you have never heard of the Fallen. They definitely don't exist, and if they do exist, which they don't, we will find them even though they don't exist. They love their interrogations. They thrive in it. Lionel Johnson is a scorched earth policy sometimes, and it's given to his sons in force, which makes sense considering that when the Lion heard of a Chaos Primarch on a homeworld different Primarch, whose mom was there, he was like, let's nuke it. The Dark Angels are a special group where they formulate
That's
themselves
an
into
appropriate
3
reaction.
factions. The Deathwing Terminators, slow-moving, tough phalanx. The Raven Wing, fast jet bikes and flyers. And the Green Wing, which is your standard Marines. They are a jack of all trades, but not in the sense where they're good at everything, but rather they have a lot of things that are good at specific things. Like instead of 20 people that have a multi-tool,
Yeah, they're
they
like
instead
Swiss
have
Army
20 people
knife.
with gigantic power tools for every job imaginable. If you like being suspicious about everyone and everything in your surroundings, but you also like to have a whole lot of deep night type lore, run the Dark Angels.
The One Piece! The One...
Can I want to run them because I like how they look and not necessarily because I'm invested in their story just yet? Dark Angels are the best. The Mountain Dew Legion, that's exactly what they look like. I bet the manufacturer is like tanks in World War II. Germany would put one perfectly engineered monster every 6 months, whilst Russia had factories to be able to standard one every 30 minutes. There has to be legions with different philosophies. Maybe they do have different production cycles. Yeah, I mean, I guess they are a traitor. Not all traitor legions follow a chaos god. Okay, I'll be curious to see what their motives are to like go traitor, of course.
Piece is real!
Our second legion is a special one.
Oh god. Oh no. What?
You can see, yeah, the numbers all go to 11.
The Emperor's
What am I about to get
children.
into?
Allegiance, traitor. Primarch, Fulgrim, a perfectionist,
Oh.
an artist, a sneaky snaky snake. And the single word descriptor, perfection. The Emperor's children are all about
How
the
is that
pursuit
perfection?
of perfection. Perfection in all they do. Perfection in war, in artistry, and perfection in every other aspect of life. Their armor is a gleaming pink, purple, and gold. Their ships have spires of gorgeous marble and gold statues in their honor. Fulgrim is a man who believes the pursuit of perfection is the goal of all things, and I mean, look at him! Can you truly tell me that he is not perfect? The hair, the features. As Primarchs go, he is the one you look at, and if 40k had a guy that would give you the best sex you've ever had and never call you back, this is the fucking guy. Which is why this pursuit of decadence...
That's highly specific. It's Warhammer Griffith. But did Griffith didn't strive for perfection. They are very pretty. The pink is very pretty, but they are traitors. In case you don't get it, the second legion is redacted, missing. Is that the one that like doesn't exist anymore? Like, because I know there's like 2 factions that no one talks about, or like 2 legions. There's 18, not 20. 2nd and 11th are gone. That's why I skipped straight to 3rd.
to the evils of chaos. Yes, Emperor's Children are our first Chaos Legion, and not just a normal one. One devoted to, you guessed it, Slaanesh, the Prince of Pleasure, God of unspeakable excess. The Emperor's Children in their pursuit are now horrifyingly mutated beings through Slaanesh's great will. They torture and maim to feel perfection through pain. They screech and attack.
I was
with
about to say
sonic
this feels
weaponry
very
for
Eldar
perfection
adjacent.
through sound, and they slaughter, aiming for perfection in war. Fulgrim himself lost the battle against Slaanesh as a demon sword corrupted his mind and transformed him into the sexy man he was, into the sexy snake he is now. a demon Primarch, corrupted and bringing his legion's will by himself. As far as Emperor's children go, they are some bad people. They do horrible.
Okay. Legions are run by Primarchs. If they go bad, then that's it. That's like the whole Legion doomed. There's no do-overs. So if like Horus removed, then the whole Legion doomed forever. Like, then we just get rid of them? Or can you have like someone else who leads the Legion? Because like there's more than obviously the sun, right? There's multiple leaders and stuff within them. There's like a hierarchy system. There were some loyalists and traitor legions. What happens to them? Do they stay within the same one? Usually they get killed by everyone. Is that, yeah, because I imagine heresy is bad, so they would just see them as traitors.
Things to anyone and everything. In fact, they're such trolls that their battle cry is for the Emperor, despite being horribly mutated and corrupted. If you've ever taken a little too much of a drug, or maybe
Flintstone
the concert was
gummies
too loud and you didn't bring any earplugs, or whatever the reason, you just take all those things and you dial it and you dial it and you twist it and the knob breaks. And that is the Emperor's children.
God is dead.
Ooh, Iron Warriors.
God remains dead, and we have killed him.
The Iron Warriors. Allegiance, traitor. Primarch,
Aw.
Perturabo, a warlord, a siege smith, an incel. Single word descriptor, siege. Continuing the trend of our Chaos Legions, we have the Iron Warriors led by Primarch Perturabo of Olympia. To understand the Iron Warriors though, one must first
What's with the kid on his knee? Something tells me these, like, basically the first few legions are kind of all traitor.
and Perturabo. A man so bitter coffee beans run for light. A man who hates the world and everyone in it, who never got recognition for his deeds, who hates his brothers
A
and
thankless
hates their
job.
accomplishments even more. Someone so laughably petty, so incredibly bitter that he goes full circle to becoming likable. Why? Because he's competent. The Horus Heresy. We didn't talk about the Horus Heresy. Intermission.
Yeah, you kind of missed that point. Interesting though, he's like that one like son that like seethes and like, oh, everyone's trying to be better than me, everyone's trying to do good stuff, and he's grumbling and he's upset. But then he has a redemption arc.
So Horus was the Emperor's favorite son, right? You know, so the Emperor walked into his room. Horus said, Dad, I just gifted 150 subs to Amaranth, and she said my name a ton, and she loved me for it. I really think that
That's such a specific example.
I might get to meet her one day. And it kind of played out something like this.
Your feelings for her are not real.
They are real to me!
And then it started playing out a little bit more like this.
Let the seas boil. Let the stars fall. Though it takes the last drop of my blood.
Yeah. So Iron Warriors, the Horus Heresy wouldn't have gotten.
So Daddy didn't approve and Horus was like, let everything go to ruin and chaos. Yep. All of this over Amaranth. Dang.
Shit done without Peter Turbo. Imagine an entire faction that is the personification of brutal industrialism, where you serve the Legion until your dying breath. You build and you kill and you siege and you kill and you literally summon demons just to take them and trap them in machines and use them as cannon fodder. This is a thing they do. They summon demons.
That is terrifying. If you want to like insinuate that Thomas the Tank is their creation, gosh. Demon engines.
To trap and use as shock troops. The Iron Warriors are siege warfare incarnate. They are heavy weapons, they are tanks, they are turrets, and they don't die. They hate Imperials, they hate Imperial fists.
Very mech adjacent.
Iron baby? No, I don't!
They are bitter incarnate. Perturabo and the Iron Warriors don't serve the Chaos Gods because they like them. They serve them because fuck you.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Not another speeding ticket. I'll fight it in
White
court, but I don't
Scars.
think they're gonna accept gotta go fast as a medical condition.
The White Scars. Allegiance, loyalist.
I can resonate with the gotta go fast sentiments.
Primarch, Jagatai Khan, a speed demon, a plain strider, a roast god. Single word descriptor, speed. Hailing
Yeah.
from Shagoris. The White Scars are all about speed. They love melee, but they love it
I do
even
like the
more
bikes.
when they are doing it from a motorcycle or
Oh,
land
that
speeder. Or
Akira poster.
honestly, just running really damn fast. The White Scars are honestly forgotten about a lot, and that's lore accurate. They are a legion that doesn't seek the recognition or glory from
eagle?
the combat they engage in. They engage in it because it is their duty and because they love it. Not in the insane slaughter enjoyment of loving it, but in the thrill of the fight. They are known as the Laughing Killers because they ride into battle with a smile on their face and a chuckle in their throat. And as you can tell by their Primarch's name, they are Mongolian based. Remove horses and replace them with motorcycles and land spears, and that's your style. They are heavily based on the old times of Genghis Khan, and consider this is 40k and everybody's evil. You know, that fits. The White Scars are actually physical scars on their body, going back to their heritage on Shagoris. The Khan himself is kind of a dickhead, but a reasonable one. He thinks ahead, he's intelligent, he's patient, he is often under-
I think this just goes back to summarize that pretty much everyone in this universe is a dick, but they just have their little nuances.
estimated because he doesn't scream his accomplishments from the rooftops, which is what makes him and the White Scars dangerous. His skills are kept at bay, only to be truly shown when the time is needed. The White Scars are a forgotten legion often, but that doesn't diminish their accomplishments. All it does is surprise those who underestimate them. Speed, awesome Mongolian vibe they got going on, and if you really like to stab people, that's the White Scars for you. Shameless thirst break.
It kind of is nice that they have like this like steel iron steed. It's like that's what they ride into battle. Like that kind of sounds like fun, and I totally understand the adrenaline rush of like going fast and going to war at the same time. It's justifiable. They seem cool. Can't spell slaughter without laughter after all. Warhammer is indeed about to choose which dick side resonates with you more. Yeah, you can be like a different kind of dick or prick. But which one do you think you identify with most?
Woof, woof, woof. Woof, bitch.
The Space Wolves. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Leman Russ. A Viking, a Savage, the Undertaker. Single word descriptor, wolf, 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 wolf. There's so many goddamn wolf units. Skater, how
I'm not
many
sure how
units in
scary.
the Space Wolf
I'm a
Codex
fan of how
have
scary
the
they
word
look.
wolf in their name?
13
The
units.
Space Wolves are the 6th Legion and hail from Fenris, a frozen wasteland of a
Ah,
world with
we're
their
going into
Primarch,
Norse
Leman
mythology.
Russ. I don't really need to spend a whole lot of time talking about the Space Wolves because it's very obvious who they are. They are the second most like obvious what their shtick is legion in the 20 legions besides the World Eaters. When you look at the Space Wolves, behind, what do you
World
see? Do you
Eaters.
see Vikings in space? You've done it. Congratulations, you have found Vikings in space. But they have as much in common with a regular Marine as an old day Viking with like a Roman soldier. You see, as a Space Marine, your body is so enhanced that you filter out poison, and so you can't get drunk. The Space Wolves distill a special mead out of a horrible poisonous plant that would kill a normal human so they could get drunk. They have fangs in their mouths.
They distill a poisonous plant so that they can get drunk? Wow, that's intense.
Sometimes cannibalize their enemies. Sometimes they eat people because they gain knowledge about them from there and about battle plans. The Space Wolves are savages. They're raiders. They're
Explains the
Vikings.
teeth.
But despite all of this, they are loyal to their core. Leman Russ is an egotistical guy who just shouts stories and tales of his accomplishments everywhere they can. But at the same time, he was so damn loyal that instead of gunning down his foes, he hit him with a fucking backbreaker to show his devotion, his devotion to wrestling. If you want Vikings in space, you found it. Play the Vikings in space.
I really thought with them being kind of the Viking Legion within the Space Marines, they were kind of going to be a bit like orcs, where it's like you follow the big guy and one big guy establishes himself and they kind of all respect that, and they're always looking for the next big guy to kind of like with his like accomplishments and stuff. Maybe they are. Maybe he just really like summarized it very briefly.
We're gonna build the wall. We have no choice. We have no choice.
Oh.
Build that wall.
No,
Build that
why do we
wall.
got Trump?
Build that wall.
The Imperial Fists. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Rogel Dorn. A builder, a phalanx, and he needs a hand. Single word descriptor, fortify. The Imperial Fists are led by Primarch Rogaldor in their homeworld of Inuit. However, they themselves are actually a fleet-based chapter, with their main source of recruitment coming from an enormous moon-sized ship called the Phalanx. The Fists are a chapter you think of when you think of duty. They love to serve. The love to serve and the inability to be
Their armor
moved.
kind of sucks, though.
Rogaldorn is an architect, a master builder, and basically a rock in brain and body. A lack of humor or ability to lie
They're like
shows that he is
the
as
city
blunt
builders?
as the weapons of war he creates. Not the swords he makes, but like blunt, strong weapons. The Fists are the same. Take your archetypical American Marine style look, a buzz cut, a hard sense of duty, and then throw in some power armor and a love for building defenses, and you have the Imperial Fists. They are immovable. When you find a spot, they're ready to defend. You can't breach them. Their knowledge of defensive warfare is
That does sound
paramount.
handy.
Without them, the Horus Heresy would have been so much more effective, but thanks to their insane and immovable tenacity, the Imperium lives today. And let's not forget that Iron Warrior and Imperial Fist rivalry. Want to know why the Iron Warriors are so bitter? These guys are the reason why.
Hey, guys, bring the thing!
What's the
Where
thing?
is he going?
Are they gonna drop a whole tank on them? Oh.
Hey! Hey, that could have killed me!
Hey, guys! We missed! Get another!
Dorn and Perturabo are basically two sides of the same coin. One is just a bit more level-headed and got better jobs. If you want to be defensive, to be good at everything Space Marines are good at, bolters, heavy weapons, vehicles, you want a classic military fighting force, start fisting.
I am having a very bad...
Not the most appealing, I will say. They kind of seem like... I understand their utility, and it's great. They're immovable, they're impenetrable, and that's awesome. And they're very vital to the whole, like, Imperium of Man. But not the most enticing.
bad day. This, today, is one of the worst days.
Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. The
Oh,
Night
he's excited for
Lords.
this.
Allegiance, heretic. Primarch Conrad Kurz, a sadist, a vigilante, depresso espresso. Single word, fear. The Night Lords are my favorite legion, hailing from Nostromo and their Primarch Conrad Kurz. They are a traitor legion from a planet known as the Sunless World, or the World of Endless Night. Nostromo is a horrible hive city that is known for being host to some of the worst gang violence, murder, and working conditions around. The only thing keeping the population in check is the suicide rate. The Night Lords fall in the footsteps of their Primarch, a man who believed in a twisted sense of justice and that the only way to make humans compliant is through fear. The Legion's lesson has been lost on them, as their ranks were repopulated by gang members, murderers, arsonists, torturers, and other words I can't say on YouTube, as young as 12 years old. Murderers.
That's kind of messed up. That is, like, really messed up. If we're just thinking about the people who hold ranks within the Night Lords, like, conceptually, it's like, oh, they're really cool. And the fear, okay, all right, they're scary people, they do scary things. But then when you, like, learn about, like, who makes up their ranks and what it takes to, like, get recognition around here, you're like, oh.
Before they were even teenagers, raised to become demigods. Now, fear is what they sow and flesh is what they reap. The Night Lords are scum. They are the exact opposite of all other legions. They torture and they maim and they flay because they
Dude, that looks like Mads Mikkelsen from the Casino Royale movie.
think it's fun. They run away often so they can come back and kill you with more numbers. They prey on the innocent and the weak. They kill normal civilians because it's easy, and flee any battle where they don't possess overwhelming odds. They are the antithesis of normal Space Marines. They are scum. One time, a world did not comply to their demands, so they raided one of their ships and brought it into atmosphere. The crowds cheered and clapped as it appears that they had won the battle, and the airlocks opened and the skinned and flayed bodies of the crew were thrown down in the populace. In other words, Allegiance.
This kind of reminds me of like, was it during the Black Plague that like basically people fought wars by like using the rotting corpses of people in the city because they no longer had like ammunition to like siege cities, and they would just like fling like diseased corpses into like cities and then just cause like chaos and terror and fear, and it worked as like as far as like psychological warfare goes, but also they like spread the Black Plague everywhere, and it just kind of reminds me of that. Yeah, it's like that, but like 20 times worse, and then you add technology to the mix and then it just gets infinitely terrifying. Night Lords are basically the 80s slashers as Space Marines. Okay, I mean, they have a cool concept, but still it's pretty freaking messed up. Oh my gosh.
Of gangers and criminals. Add together a heavy Slavic influence to them.
Oh my god.
You've got my favorite
Oh
faction.
my
You
god.
have not done the dishes for 5 years. So embarrassed when people come over here.
What does it matter? You bring them over, you kill them. Vampires don't do
It's
dishes.
what we do in the
Blood
shadows.
Angels. Allegiance, loyal. Primarch, sanguineous. An
Ooh.
angel, a vampire, a
I like
dead-ass
sang-
motherfucker.
Oh.
Single word descriptor, blood. The Blood Angels
I do
are
like
our
the
Ninth Legion,
design
hailing
of
from the
Sanguinius.
homeworld of Baal with their Primarch, Sanguinius. The Blood Angels are a tragic tale with one of the best Primarchs, one beloved by almost everybody, a genuine angelic figure who led his people to glory, killed by the hands of the traitor Horus before the
Horus, I could have liked this faction.
Emperor's eyes. The death of their Primarch led the entire Legion to madness as their gene seed malfunctioned and created something known as the Black Rage. The Blood Angels,
Your gene seed can malfunction because the Primarch is gone? Wait, this thing is like alive? Like it's highly mutable? That's even weirder.
over time experiences something called the Red Thirst, which gives them a genuine vampiric thirst for blood. As their minds degrade and break down, they get angrier and angrier, becoming berserk killing machines with no other goal than to tear everything in sight apart. But they don't see it as that. They see themselves there, at their Primarch's demise, with Horus in sight. And to them, it's time for vengeance. That Space Marine over there, that Chaos Space Marine, that's Horus. Kill him. That Orc War Boss over there, Horus. Kill him. That Tyranid.
I mean, it's effective. They know their goal. They know exactly, like, it just, like, you know when you get, like, blood that covers, like, your face and you no longer can see anything but red, and then everything is colored, like, with one thing and one desire and one goal and one thought and one breath? Yeah. They probably are so traumatized that they're consistently living this memory of Sanguinius dying. And like anything that's killing anything is Horus killing Sanguinius. The Bloodborne chapter. Yes.
Swarm 1,000 Horuses. Horai. Kill them all. Did your toast come out a little bit burnt? Horus sabotaged your toaster. Destroy the toaster. Destroy it. Do it. Do it. Kill your toaster. Do
Fair.
It. This slow, debilitating disease takes over the Blood Angels, and it gives them this angelic, vampire, and Catholic-inspired imagery. They have chalices of blood. They rest in coffins and can even use
Was
psychic
that an
powers to
Airbnb
sprout
coffin?
angel wings from their bodies. They are a tragedy through and
Ooh.
through, and the only thing that will look more tragic are the mangled bodies of those they come in contact with.
I do like a good tragedy. I might like these ones.
I got a diesel engine, and honey, we forgot to mention, we're gonna take your job away.
The Iron Hands. Allegiance, loyalist. Primarch, Ferrus Manus, a machinist, an inventor, and not a great head on his shoulders.
What happened to his
Single word?
head?
Bionics.
Oh!
The Iron Hands are from the home planet of Medusa and their Primarch.
Wow, it's
Ferrus
actually called
Manus.
Medusa.
Does Ferrus Manus have an iron hand? You fucking know he's got an iron hand. The Iron Hands believe that the flesh is weakness. But despite all of their enhancements, despite all the things that made them demigods, replacing some of the flesh with bionics will allow them to serve the Emperor more. They go hard into vehicles and dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts being giant walking sarcophagi that have wounded space marines piloting them from the inside. Vehicles, metal.
I like this. They are there for the Emperor. They'll do anything it takes. And I also am agreeing to this. I have weak limbs and weak parts. Please fit me with bionics. I'm okay with that. I could use some stronger knees and legs. I will gladly accept a stronger portion to replace myself with. I'm okay with this.
Upgrades. These are the things that make up this Legion. Their tech marines have servo arms sticking out from all directions. They have a wide array of mechanics. And
if you haven't seen the movie Upgrade, it is terrifying and awesome at the same time. You should do yourself a favor and watch it. Upgrade.
Extremely often replace limbs with metal ones, serving all kinds of different functions to deal with their enemies. The Iron Hands are also not particularly nice. They're kind of assholes. I mean, Marines are already normally pretty big assholes, but they're a little bit up there because of their flesh, civilians made of flesh, because you see, the flesh
there's a superiority going on here.
Is corruptible. Bionics, the strength of the machine.
Wait, if they have bionics, are they less likely to be corrupted by the chaos, like the warp? I don't think so, right? Like, the only thing I'm imagining is like physical corruption. I'm not like, the mind is a different thing.
Machine is pure and cannot so easily be corrupted. So if you want people who have this little techno fetishistic vibe to them that love their
not
vehicles and their walking coffins, hit up the Iron Hands.
Understand, Commander? I was never here.
Legion 11.
They're the other ones that are gone. Wait. Bricky, wait, hold on. There's this little side note here. Bricky and something do not infer the existence of any legions that may have, but definitely never did exist by any stretch of the definition. Yeah, we didn't talk about this.
Why, hello there. I have returned from.
Oh, dang! Another outfit.
Grass.
Whoa!
I'm pretty cool with the grass touching him. Now let's continue our Warhammer lecture.
This ruffles my jammies.
I want to know about the World Eaters.
Okay, so what's going on here? I am a super sandwich!
The World Eaters. Allegiance, Heretic. Primarch, Angron. A butcher,
He's the one that's always angry. Aw. Can't have dogs exist in this universe because they make you feel things other than anger.
Slaughterer.
Like extremely, earth-shatteringly, unreasonably fuck-ass mad.
Single word descriptor. Anger. Hey you! Yeah, you! Are you mad? Do you just fucking hate everything? Do you want to murder everything in sight and get rewarded for doing so? Then you should join the World Eaters. Home planet of Nuceria and Primarch Angron, who, if the name didn't suggest, is real fucking angry. Angron was raised a slave, forced to fight in gladiator pits. When he refused, they shoved old world tech into his brain, so that if he ever felt any emotion other than anger, it caused him extreme pain. All his sons, wanting to be like their dad, also put a version of these nails in their brain. So now you have an entire legion who literally feel unimaginable pain if they are—
Wait, so he can exist outside, like, being a Primarch? Like, he was a slave at some point? This is pre-Primarch? I really need to know about how these people become Primarchs. Adopt your parents' trauma. Excellent idea.
Are feeling any emotion other than anger. Slap them with a freight train of armor, 2 goddamn chainsaw axes, and you can see what's gonna happen. It's no wonder they're corrupted by corn. They're honestly—
all Space Marines are human first. So you're saying even the people who got fit with the gene seed were just normal human beings? They get them from a home planet. Okay, that's why they said some of them are like, they had like a spaceship home planet rather than an actual planet. Oh, okay, so they're almost recruited then. Maybe I just need to know. Yeah, the Primarchs are the ones that are grown. Gotcha. Those are the Build-A-Bears. Gotcha.
A surprisingly sad legion that I actually screwed up in assuming that they were all just angry murderers.
Because like I'm imagining now, if you're like not a Build-A-Bear, then basically, and wait, they only come from their home planet. So can anyone join any faction? Like if you're a human being, can you like join any faction? Are there like campaigns like join the Iron Fist, join the Space Wolves, and like just like different kind of like, that would be just a lot of effort. Or you just draft it. Space Marines equals humans implanted with gene seeds based on their Primarchs. Oh, that must be incredibly painful. How long does it take for them to like actualize into what the Space Marines they are once they're implanted with the gene seeds? Generally, Marines Only recruit from specific planets. Everyone else goes to the guard. Why those? What makes a specific planet special enough that you want to recruit from it? Like, is it like people are predisposed with one thing, or it just makes it easier? The ones in charge make choices. Well, that makes sense with how the Emperor works. Primarchs say so. The Emperor wills it. There is no choice. Choice is an illusion. Takes years. If you're one of the lucky 1% to survive the process, might be shorter if you die soon. Oh, okay, so not everyone makes it out of this alive. It's basically just a big arena of like mass experimentation, a lot of screaming, a lot of death, a lot of horror, and then the 1% are blessed to go on to do horrible things. Choice is heresy. While just stating that unborn sons got flung to various planets by chaos gods, they grew up there and were all at some point discovered by the Emperor. Yeah, that's something I remember about within the timeline. Before being discovered, most didn't even know they were more than humans. I see, except a lot taller and stronger. So they were just unaware. They just thought they were just different. Each chapter has a unique training regimen, which takes years. And then, are we still talking about like a normal lifetime? Because I feel like Space Marines have a longer lifetime than a normal like guardsman or woman.
I mean, they are, but they didn't start out that way. Their core and corruption degraded their intelligence, their free will, and made powerful warriors into arguably even more powerful warriors, but blunt, like frothing at the mouth psycho warriors. The world eaters, like I mentioned, the space wolves, they wear their concept on their sleeve. They are angry, they want to kill things, they want to kill you and maybe some of their friends, and that's the faction. They're red, they're mad, they're gonna run at you and cause death. If you like that, you play the world eaters, or you like it because they were, you know, at one point a lot better than that. Most of Warhammer was a lot better than that. I was once a lot better than that. That was when I was in college.
Really? You were a lot better than now in college? I feel like that would be the inverse.
I didn't finish college, and neither did Angron.
The Ultramarines.
Hail, Caesar. If it's not done by sunrise, I'll cut your balls off.
The Ultramarines. Allegiance, loyalist. Primarch, Rabute Gilliman. That's how it's said. An analyst, a diplomat, a blueberry boy scout. Single word descriptor, duty. When you see Space Marines on a box or just Space Marines in promotional material, notice how they are always colored blue. These are the blue Space Marines. These ones here, the Ultramarines, who hail from the world of Macrog with their Primarch, Rabute Gorilla Man. Ultramarines are the white bread of Space Marines, the grilled chicken with salt and pepper. This is by no means an insult. They are plain Jane, but that's also because they are so goddamn good at their job. Their skill for warfare is paramount, but so is their ability for leadership. Gilliman for a while was a damn boring Primarch for all the reasons he was great, because no matter how hard you try, you don't win a war without logistics, without supply lines, without trade routes, without infrastructure and economy. You don't win anything without all that stuff, and Gilliman knows it, which is why he has one of the largest standing empires in the Imperium, named Ultramar, which is why his sons are the most recognizable of all the Space Marines, which is why the only thing that rivals the weight of their victories is the weight of their egos. They are good at everything and bad at nothing. They are great at everything. Other legions can do other things better than them, but they are good at everything. The most interesting thing—
So like they're the most vanilla, basically, Space Legion. But then if they're like good at everything but not really specialized in it, yeah, no, they're still vanilla.
But the Ultramarines is their characters, as they are all now inflicted with various amounts of ultra depression for many reasons. Gilliman is, at the time of recording, the only playable Primarch currently on the tabletop, and the only one that has returned to the 41st millennium for the Loyalist side. He took one look at what his empire has become and immediately wanted to fucking die. Being forced to lead everything he once hated, an Imperium rotten to its core with his sole responsibility to save it, is kind of what makes him interesting. They are a perfectly standard legion with perfectly standard ideals, and great if you want a simple, clean slate.
Uh-oh, stinky.
That makes them both good and like easy to like write about and like explore, but also then very not interesting at the same time because they don't seem to have any like standout traits. Space Marine 2 pronounces it Reboot, but Games Workshop put an official piece of media once where he called himself Obute. Why is there so much discourse and dissent about what his name is? Is it like really there's just been that many inconsistencies, or just because it's such a funny name that people just have fun with it. They're the default Space Marine, but really they're heavily based on the Roman Empire. Yeah, I got the Kaiser sort of influences there. Papa Nurgle. Wait, are they chaos inflicted? Oh no, the 14th Legion is chaos inflicted. Now I understand the Nurgle reference. I'm like, we're not looking at chaos gods and demons. Oh wait, oh crap. They're also traitors. The only thing they sucked at was the failure to do anything useful about Horus Heresy. So the Ultramarines' one big failing was never doing anything about the Horus Heresy, which then potentially created, oh my god, what was that one legion that basically all they see is Horus and they must end Horus and they're bloodthirsty for Horus? Oh no, they've done so much bad stuff. At first it was hee funny name, but the fact that even Games Workshop can't settle on a single pronunciation makes it even more hilarious. Okay. That's fair.
Funny poop. Poop funny. Woo.
The Death Guard.
Nurgle.
Allegiance, Heretic.
Is that? Oh! Wait. Is that? Okay, no, you can't see this. Hold up. Is that an abacus made of skulls? Oh my god, it's an abacus made of skulls. Sorry, I just couldn't help but notice that detail.
Guard. Allegiance, Heretic. Primarch, Mortarian. A Reaper, a Poison, an ungodly stench. Single word descriptor, rot. The Death Guard hail from Barbaros. With the
it blew up like all planets.
The 14th Legion were known for their incredible resilience to damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Where the Imperial Fists were defensive thanks to tactics and posturing, the Death Guard were resilient because they could take a punch or a gut shot or a cannon to the chest and just keep on moving. They are slow, yet they are resistant, which was only confounded as a Death Guard captain, Typhus, codename Dickhead, sold them out to Nurgle, god of rot and decay. Now, the Death Guard are a Nurgle-worshipping infected legion whose ability to feel pain and take damage has all but just gone away. They wade through gunfire, able to kill normal Marines.
That kind of does sound beneficial, but why the heck did he sell out his entire legion? Well, the fact that you don't suffer from pain and stuff is kind of cool, I guess, but I imagine that Space Marines are probably resistant to a lot of pain anyhow to do their job, but maybe just not feeling it at all is like a whole other story.
10 times over and continue unharmed, all while spreading rot and disease in the name of their dark, very stinky master. Where the Death Guard enter, plague spreads. People get sick and they die. They spread debilitating disease to all around. Why would a legion need to be anything more than very tanky when their enemies are falling over, puking,
walking
firing out of both ends, and having their skin peel
a slow
off
roll
just
of
by
death.
their presence? Entire worlds infested with a zombie rot, swarms of insects that eat flesh and metal alike, all while the legion advances slowly.
That's terrifying.
Allowing the disease they spread to take its toll before they reap the lives they believe belong to them. And look at Mortarian.
I like that. Miyazaki's Marines. This is what Miyazaki would envision for his universe. A nice big swamp with these enemies as their guard.
Model, dude. The man is baller as fuck. A gigantic moth with a gigantic scythe. Come on now. The Death Guard.
For my next trick!
Oh yeah, I know about 1,000 Suns.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
The 1,000 Suns. Allegiance, Heretic. Primarch, Magnus the Red. A scholar, a sorcerer, a fucking nerd. Single word descriptor, magic. The 1,000
It takes a nerd to know a nerd.
Hail from their homeworld of Prospero, with their Primarch Magnus the Red. The final of our 4 major Chaos God factions, the 1,000 Suns are disciples of Tzeentch, the Changer of Ways.
I do like
Heavily
their
inspired
design.
by their Egyptian theming, the Legion themselves are slaves to the god of trickery and change. Most of them no longer even having a physical form, reduced to just dust, piloting suits of armor at the whim of a sorcerer leader.
Oh yeah, we talked about that, right? That's like when you like shoot 1,000 Suns thing, there's like not a collapse of a body, they just kind of yeah, I remember now. Their soul, yeah, I remember now. It's all coming back to me. Yeah, I talked about that, Jam. We watched like a little snippet not too long ago and I was like, a Souls-like, and I'm not even a fan of Souls-likes, would be so great within the Warhammer universe, but it would be kind of interesting to work the mechanics out. Magnus did nothing wrong. He was told to do nothing and he did it wrong. The Space Marines go pop when you kill them.
Thousand Sons do not deserve their fate. There's a common joke that Magnus did nothing wrong. This is untrue. He has done much wrong. However, he is very sympathetic, mainly because the Space Wolves and Leman Russ sought to end their rivalry through the annihilation of their legion, escaping only through the assistance of the Changer of Ways, and forever changed because of it. Meanwhile, magic
Whoa, Zeech is... We're learning more about Zeech. Just like, they accepted the change, thus they become the change, thus they win because of the change. Kind of nice.
Main tool. Take some Lovecraftian style abilities, the eyes everywhere, and potent spells to be cast at their foes, whether these are bolts of psychic lightning, reversing time itself, opening up portals to unreality, or changing the very fabric of the universe. The Thousand Sons sorcery knows no bounds.
I kind of like
and
this.
They are very good at it. If you're a fan of like wizards, your classic style of spellcaster, and you want a ton of them, combined with a tragic backstory and a Primarch who, like Mortarion, looks fucking baller, the Thousand Sons are for you.
You fucking asshole!
There's no way. You're a fucking the Sons of Horus, let's go.
You're a cheater. My dad works at Nintendo!
The Sons of Horus, or the Luna Wolves, or the Black Legion. Allegiance? Heretic. Primarch? Horus, a warlord, a treasured friend, or the traitor himself. Single word descriptor, assault. The Sons of Horus are the formal name of Horus's legion, hailing from the world of Chthoniya. The Sons
also
of
blew
Horus
up.
themselves were
What's
assault
new?
troops. The strength of their attack was some of the most powerful in the legions. While the White Scars may favor speed for their strikes, the Sons of Horus were known for their overall offensive power. It was even said that if the Sons of Horus met the Imperial Fists, they would be at a stalemate for eternity.
Oh,
However,
that's actually
the
really
Sons
interesting.
of Horus are no longer because, well,
Horus is no longer.
they are now instead the
Why
Black
is he insinuating that the Emperor coughed and Horus died?
Legion, led by Abaddon the Despoiler, who claims to succeed where his father failed. The Black Legion are still an offensive and assault-based force, but they act much like the Ultramarines, but for chaos. Your standard black and brass Space Marine, who are known for recruiting in all different kinds of avenues. Anyone can become a member of the Black Legion. Anyone can swear allegiance to the
You could just sign up, no loyalists allowed. If you want to have the backstory in a 40k game, just name a planet, state it blew up, job done. And because the Emperor used psychic powers to Thanos snap Horus's soul. Ah, okay.
the War Master. You gain favored by not just one, but all four gods equally. Their famous line, "Let the galaxy burn," is the best way to describe them. It doesn't matter what the outcome is. So long as the Imperium dies, the Black Legion has done its job. They are a legion formed from hatred and spite, with a clear goal in mind, as the Dark Gods are calling and the Black Legion are sure to answer.
Hello. Do you have a moment to talk
World
about
Bears. Oh, Word Bears. Oh, not as cool anymore.
The Word Bearers. Allegiance, heretic. Primarch,
Dang, they look
Lorgar
horrifying.
Aurelian, a preacher, a fanatic.
Like, there's literally a freaking, like, skeleton strapped to this guy's, like, neck as a necklace. And literally the thing holding the skeleton in place is, like, one scroll in its mouth.
A choir boy. Single word descriptor, zeal. If the Black Legion answer the call of the Dark Gods, what if instead you decide to call the gods first? Well, then the Word Bearers are for you. The 17th Legion, led by Primarch
I don't know if I'm a fan of how they look like.
Pulchus.
I feel like if you had to get a poster boy for these guys, Jason Statham would fit the bill. Oh, it's no way. It blew up.
With worshiping the
That's
Emperor
what I'm
of mankind
saying.
as a god, they found that despite his divinity, he was not worthy of worship because, you know,
Or maybe Vin
he
Diesel.
raised their equivalent of Jerusalem to the ground for daring to worship him. Like, could you imagine if God actually showed up and was just like, Jerusalem is stupid, it just destroyed the whole thing? Like, what would that do to your head? But there are gods that want worship and will reward those who do. The Word Bearers are chaos worshippers to a T. All chaos gods. They specialize in demonic rituals, the summoning of demons, and the mutual possession of their own troops. They welcome demons to their bodies to fight as one. They exalt the dark gods themselves for aid, and guess what? they answer. In the world of 40K, Sage
Yeah,
doesn't just
let's
call
summon
you
demons.
back. He hops in his GT Mustang and he crashes on your couch. In the world of 40K, your rituals will end with genuine results. The word bearers know this. They know through sacrifices,
terrifying.
through devotion, through dark baptism, the gods will answer and they will be rewarded. So they use it. They bring forth.
Okay, hold up. So we're exploring all the Space Marine legions, but at some point they had a history before they went traitor, right? Sorry, the sun is being really annoying. Like there was a genuine history before they went traitor. Like they had like a story different than this one, right? I'm not just imagining that. Everyone was good until they weren't. Are there many stories written about the time before they were bad? Like, is there much exploration of that?
Demons, they bring forth possessions. They bring forth the power of the Neverborn, the damned, and those that hide in the dark to bear against the Imperium. Lorgar sits there, smiling, as the truth he always knew, the existence of gods and the importance of faith is a reality. And it is a tool he is using to rend the galaxy.
I mean, this is no different than, I guess, like the... Who are the people that lead like Space Marines in like the belief in the Emperor and everything like that? Like when we played Space Marine 2, I think there was like a Death Watch guy and he was the one kind of like preaching the word about the Emperor. Chaplains. All right, they're kind of like that, but dark side.
Sally! Salamanders. I just really want them to be hugging kitties. And I have images of them hugging kitties. Like I can see them going into battle with a cat on their shoulder. You want to look into the era of history known as the Great Crusade. That's where you get to know about the lore of these space legions prior to their current state.
Sir stroke madam. Fire! Exclamation mark. Fire! Exclamation mark. Help me.
The Salamanders. Allegiance,
I like their color scheme.
Loyalist. Primarch, Vulcan, a Forge Master, a behemoth, a very huggy boy. Single word descriptor, fire. The Salamanders hail from Nocturne, a volcanic planet home to their Primarch Vulcan. They are the largest of the Space Marines, not due to numbers, but rather size. Vulcan, he is an enormous slab of beef, by far the largest of all the Primarchs. However, don't let his size fool you, as he is also the kindest. Salamanders have the juxtaposition of looking frightening, being larger than other Marines, while also...
I think there was this one person that made a comment that they think if I was to be like anyone, I'd be like the Thousand Suns, but I think you're wrong. I think I'm a salamander.
also boasting an ashy, like coal color skin and blazing red eyes, while simultaneously carrying around all manner of flame weaponry. So your average civilian might be spooked, but in reality, they are by far the kindest of all the legions to those civilians. Vulcan believes that to safeguard the Imperium is to, at the end of the day, safeguard people. So unlike other legions who put their lives far and above the average human, the Salamanders spend significantly more time trying to save them, often taking numerous losses by doing so. They are very independent as well. They're forgers and blacksmiths, maintaining their own weapons and crafting versions of it. They also have the very rare privilege of being able to see their families even after becoming a Space Marine. They care, which is the funny part, because the 7.5-foot tall giant with flaming red eyes just reduced a traitor to bubbling metal.
It's always like that. Look at, like, if you go on like TikTok or things like that and like someone like adopts a cat, you'll like see like videos sometimes of these like 6-foot something dudes that are super muscular and they're just holding this tiny little baby cat and they're like basically adopting it, and you're just like, oh my god. It's like, yeah, gentle giants. That's exactly how I feel. Like a lot of times I'll see videos of like gentle giants like adopting cats and I'm like, this is freaking adorable.
Says, you have nothing to fear, young citizen. Take my hand. If you enjoy fire, melting things, and being the nicer of
arsonists,
the Marines, Salamanders are for you.
Raven Guard.
Oh god, Sokka. Okay, they're the assassins.
Don't work if you yell it out loud.
The Raven Guard. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Corvus Corax. A raven,
yeah, I'm gonna learn more about Corvus
an
Corax.
industrial dance DJ. Single word descriptor, Stealth. The Raven Guard are the final Loyalist Legion at 19 and hail from the planet Deliverance with Primarch Corvus Corax. If it hasn't been made clear enough already, the Raven Guard are stealth specialists and proficient in all manners of assassination. Despite this, their signature winged jump pack and double lightning claw look is, well, not very stealthy. They're named after, of course, the Raven and embody the entire concept of it as a herald of death. They are stealthy, patient hunters that have no problem with waiting and waiting and waiting until the moment to strike is at hand. It's not easy being a...
They flip their hair to one side after fighting the enemy.
Stealth faction when your stealth involves people in 1 ton of power armor, but they find a way. That more than anything, it should not be used to show how ridiculous 40k is, even though it is, but rather to show how good the Raven Guard are at their jobs. It's not about them sneaking around you without being seen, but it's also about them having lied in wait for so long that it wasn't until they were in striking distance that you even realized they had been there. And also, if you want, you know, edgelord Marines with a long black haircut, pale skin, ravens everywhere, if you want to field
probably appeal to the metal fans,
abound, then the Raven Guard are for you.
It could be in this
Alpha Legion.
It could be you. It could be me. It could even be... Whoa, whoa, whoa! What? It was obvious.
The Alpha Legion. Allegiance? Heretic.
Wait, so where did Death Watch go in all of this? So yeah, please, I need to know, who is Alferis? I see people talking about Alpha. What is this meme? I don't know. Everyone in my comments is like, I am Alferis. Who? What? Huh? What is going on? I need context. Also, the sun is being brutal. Okay, we're gonna lean back now. The sun is assaulting me. Death Watch is a mixing bowl of members of any chapter. Oh, okay. So like literally anyone can be Death Watch. He was a twin, maybe? Omegon? Maybe, just maybe we are Omegon?
Primarch, Alfarius, and Omegon.
Oh,
Saboteurs, destabilizers, they're in your walls. Single word descriptor, espionage. Finally, the 20th Legion, the Alpha Legion, led by Alfarius and Omegon. The only Legion to have 2 Primarchs who were split as twins. The Alpha Legion are heretical, we think, and specialize in destabilization
we don't even know
society and armies. Their entire shtick is the Hydra. Because when you cut off one head, 2 more take its place.
That's cool.
All of the Alpha Legion look exactly like their Primarch. Olive skin, shaved head. All claim to be Alfarius. All are liars. They make the largest use of sleeper cells and cultists in the Chaos Space Marine factions because it's extremely easy to take over a planet when you
poisoned our water supply, burned our crops, and delivered a plague unto our houses.
Where the Raven Guard use stealth and sabotage to eliminate their enemies, the Alpha Legion prefer to weaken them over time with sleeper agents, impersonations, basically anything you can imagine from a hardcore spy movie or Cold War level espionage. Being Alfarius is not only an honor, being Alfarius is a requirement. There's a story of someone chasing down an Alpha Legion agent for years upon years, and when they finally catch up with them and they see that the agent is wearing the same face as their pursuer, because this was the plan all along, to kill him and take his spot. We're talking...
Dang, that is deep. You can't kill an Alpha Legion commander because they're all Alfarius. I guess now I understand the Hydra reference.
Facial reconstruction surgery, we're talking hacking, we're talking political assassination and impersonation, everything. They are Space Marines in name only, because being a strong stoic warrior is not what the Alpha Legion is interested in. In fact, the Alpha Legion is interested in you not even knowing that the Alpha Legion is a thing. I am Alfarius. You are Alfarius.
Dorn sucks.
Alfarius in his Lord's glorious army. Thank you everyone so much for watching this video. I hope you
I now know why everyone says I am Alfarius.
On the fence about what Space Marines you wanted to field, you would now have a better idea of what you want to play.
They're your favorite Traitor Legion? Wait, who do, if they said that they think they're traitors, but they're not. Do we not know they're actual traitors? And if so, which of the Chaos, or are they just traitors? They're not Chaos traitors. There was another Legion that was just like that as well. They just kind of like defected. Well, Boot Bandit. Wait, where is it? It's happening. Wait, hold on. Wait. Wait. Oh, there's another one that came in today. Look, it came in like completely broken. Ah. Bum, bum, bum. I don't even know what popped out of here. And now I'm just waiting on my brushes, my shadows. Alferus pretended to be Omega and Omega pretended to be Alferus, but one died. We don't know which truly perished, if he even perished at all. So it's just very confusing history. Interesting. But why did they defect? The Alpha Legion episode of Adeptus Ridiculous is one of my favorites. They're seen as heretics, but they will mess with chaos too. Okay. We don't know if they're traitors or not. It's their whole shtick, deceit and lies. But like, then who's their target? I mean, like, who are they going to like assassinate, kill, and whatever? Like, I think wouldn't that tell us more about their like intents? You started with Tyranids. I feel like Tyranids would be very overwhelming, but I like the Battle Sisters. On the tabletop, they're played as traitors, but the lore makes it unclear to what they really are. Okay. I think I read somewhere that 50k Alpha Legion Asteres hid on Terra, waiting for a signal to attack the Imperium or Chaos. The current lore makes the Alpha Legion lean more towards being anti-Imperium, but it can change out of nowhere. That was Space Marine Legions. And it's a great start. Great way to just like look at like everything as a whole. I know a lot of you are like anti-Bricky in terms of like he's not exactly the most accurate / like comprehensive YouTuber out there. He's a good starting point. I'm not gonna take everything he says as gospel and word and like accurate and this is my source of all information. Good starting point. Which then again, remind all of you, if there is a creator that you think is good to watch or a specific video to watch in particular by said creator, let us know. I know Luden comes up time and time again. There were other names, I know, more than that suggested out there. But it is nice to find people who are like natural speakers and narrators. They're not very monologue-y. They're just like fun to listen to, which I think is one of Bricky's strengths. Like he's good at talking. He's good at like keeping people interested just with the power of his voice alone, tone of his voice. Luton is if I want details, yes. So that's something that I definitely want to investigate a little further. Once again, I appreciate you joining me on this journey to learn more about Warhammer 40k. Maybe the next time we'll watch another video or maybe we'll be painting our miniatures. I don't know, but I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be chill to just take that on and then just like allow myself to ruminate about a lot of this stuff and then maybe like maybe I'll get to dive into one of the books this weekend. I've just been reading The Expanse and I'm like on book 8 and I have like the last one to go. So like once I clear the last one, which I'm gonna be really sad about, then I can like start like new adventures, but maybe I can like on the side read the omnibus and maybe it'll be okay. Thanks for being here once again. And thank you for teaching me about this super expansive universe of pricks. I'm gonna pick our favorite prick. Yay!